Hello and welcome back to Croke Park. Today we're looking at the TG4 All-Ireland semi-finals tomorrow. It's the turn of the seniors, Dublin and Mayo. I'm joined by former Dublin player Cliodhna O'Connor, and we're going to have a look through the teams and give you a guide on what you should look out for tomorrow. We're going to start with Dublin, a team you're very familiar with. We saw them in action now at this stage against Donegal. Performance, I think maybe they didn't show their full hand.
Yeah, I think their quarter-final against Donegal wasn't up to standard. I don't think the players would have been happy with it. I don't think it was anywhere near their best, and I'd probably say the same for Mayo as well. So neither teams have shown what they're really capable of doing, and I'd expect both of them to bring a lot more to the table tomorrow.
That's probably understandable when you consider that the Leinster final was in July. They've had a long layoff. You'd be expecting them to hit the heights tomorrow, and if they do, Dublin have some very exciting players, and there's going to be some key matchups. Obviously, with Dublin, their backs are going to be key tomorrow. Who are you looking at there?
Yeah, I think for me, number 2, Alwyn Carey. I think she's developed into a key man marker for Dublin. Physically, she's tall, she's strong, so physicality is never an issue for Alwyn. She's also a clean player, so she's able to man mark without fouling. So for me, she's probably someone who potentially could have the job of marking for, and I think she'll probably do a very good job of it. Surrounding all of them there, you've got the 2 Sineads in the half-back line, Sinead Golden and Sinead Finnegan, both of whom I think are going to have to play a big role. Sinead Finnegan is obviously potentially going to be marking Aileen Gilroy, presuming they both line out for their names. So Sinead will have some decisions to make on the day, because I'm sure there'll be times where there'll be a choice of staying with Aileen, going to Cora, that type of thing. So those sort of decisions, they can be the difference between conceding a goal and getting a block. And I think Ciara Trample will have to come into play there in terms of helping with that communication and directing her defenders where to go.
Moving forward then, it's a very exciting Dublin 6. Like Noelle Healy is there, she's captain the team from wing forward, but you're looking inside and looking back on the Donegal game. Niamh McAvoy was a player that was key that day.
Niamh McAvoy's developed into one of the crucial players for Dublin. She can come out around the middle and dominate out there. She's also spent time in the full forward line, she's spent time in centre forward, so she's very, very versatile. And I wouldn't be surprised during this game at the weekend, if you see Niamh moving around a little bit. So you may see her in around the number 14 position, you may see her coming out to midfield if it's deemed that Dublin needed a little bit more strength out there.
If you were the Dublin manager tomorrow and you're facing Mayo with Cora playing a full forward, is that a decision you'd make? Would you move Niamh a little deeper?
Potentially. I suppose I'd see how the game goes, but I think Dublin can't afford to let the Mayo midfield get a run at the game. I think they need to stay on top of them. Fiona McHale is one of the best players in the country. She has the ability to change a game. She has the ability to deliver exceptional quality of balls into the full forward line, into Cora, into Aileen, into Sarah Rowe. So if Fiona starts getting on top of midfield, I think Gregory will have to react fast and try and curb that.
There's match winners in this Dublin team. In the event that Niamh does move out the field, or even if she stays in, the other 2 players in that full forward line, Sinead Ahern and Lindsay Davey, there's very few better.
Sinead and Lindsay, they work very well together, and they like turning their defender and taking on goals. I mean, they like scoring, obviously, they're full forwards, So when they're on form, they can really light up a match. As I said, they work very well together, but I'd expect big performance from both of those players. They're around a long time now. They probably are the most experienced players on the team. So it is an All-Ireland semi-final, and they're going to be fun.
Moving over now to the Mayo team. Again, another key goalkeeper, Yvonne Byrne. She's as good as there is around.
Yvonne's exceptionally experienced. She's a really good shot stopper, and she's a very dominant goalkeeper in terms of just controlling what's happening in front of her. So she won't let the Mayo defence away with anything really. She'll keep them on their toes for the entire game.
Another player who's inspirational for Mayo, she's somebody who controls what's going on around her and keeps the back 6 very solid, is playing at number 6. That's Martha Carter.
Yeah, I don't think Martha actually gets the credit she deserves, because she's a kind of an unassuming footballer. She just goes about her business, and she always does a really, really solid job at number 6. She defends very well. She's, again, very strong, so you're not going to get past her very easily. But also, very rarely will Martha give away a ball, whether it's a hand pass to Fiona in midfield or someone coming off her shoulder. or then a longer kick pass inside. She will never waste any possession that she has.
Moving forward into the Mayo forward line, and every time you talk about Mayo and you look at their forwards, just one name always comes out straight away. It's Cora Staunton. She's starting number 14. Is the winning of this game in the hands of Cora Staunton?
It is and it isn't, I think. There's no doubt about it. She's an exceptional footballer. She's an exceptional free taker as well. So I think for me the winning of this merely is how the free count. If Dublin give away frees, Cora will put them on the back. There's no question about it. If Dublin don't give away frees, I think Cora and the other 5 players are going to have to really step up to the mark. I think the likes of Sarah Rowe, Ruth Kelly, Aileen Gilroy, all of those players are going to have to play a part. I don't think Cora will beat Dublin on her own, and I don't think she'll expect to either, to give her credit.
We've looked at the players, we've gone through the teams. Can you tell me now, what's going to swing this game one way or the other tomorrow? Is it Cora? Is it the midfield battle? Is it the Dublin forwards?
I think there's two key areas. One is midfield. Can Dublin keep a hold and dominate that midfield? Or does Fiona and Cliodhna, do they get a run at Dublin defence? The other area will be the man marking of Cora Staunton. Someone is going to man mark her. Can they man mark her without giving her frees? Okay, that's going to be a massive issue. And then if they do that job very well, if they man mark her, do the rest of the Mayo forwards step up.
You look at this Mayo team, there's experience right throughout the team, but in many ways they're not as experienced as this Dublin unit who are on the verge of a third All-Ireland in 3 years. I mean, they've won semi-finals, they've been here, they've done it. I mean, who do you give the edge to that way?
I suppose that's a funny one. So in the last, 4 or 5 years, Dublin, you would say, have been performing better than getting to All-Ireland final. So in that respect, they're the more experienced recently. But looking at the Mayo team, the Cora has 4 All-Irelands. Claire Egan on the bench, Colleen Lowen back, Martha Parker, Yvonne Byrne. They're exceptionally experienced. They may not have produced the goods, they may not be working in Mayo for the last number of years, but overall, they've done a lot. They've numerous All-Stars between them. So, from looking at the outside of this Mayo team, it seems like they're really pulling together. It seems like they're giving it one really good solid year. Having the like the likes of Claire Egan suffered a horrendous injury, went through unbelievable rehab to get back to a position where she could participate at intercounty level football. Why is she doing that? Is it the love of football, or is there something in the Mayo team that they're motivated to say, right, we've been around too long now, we need to go and we need to win All-Ireland? That's the sense you get from that Mayo team. A bit like what we saw from Monaghan.
Okay, now we've gone through the teams, you've picked the decisive battles, and now it's the important moment. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Mayo or is it going to be Dublin? And are you going to keep your record up of getting them all right?
I think if both teams perform well, this could be one of the best games of the championship. I'd be looking forward to that. In terms of a winner, I think it'll be tight, but I do think if Dublin deal with the Cora Staunton question, if they do that well, I think they'll win by.
Heard it here first. The games tomorrow, Kingspan, Breffni Park. They're live on TG4, but we need a big crowd behind the 2 teams, or the 4 teams that are playing tomorrow. So let's get out there and let's change the record tomorrow, Kingspan, Breffni Park.